Do you feel stuck in life, your personal growth, your professional career, your relationships? You feel like you don't know what to do and you feel like you need to have more clarity before you move forward. Does that ever happen to you? You're just like, man, I just need to figure out the exact thing, perfect thing before I can take the next step. Well, guess what? Take the next step first because action creates clarity. That's right, I said it. Action creates clarity. Any action will be better than sitting around. It's like what I've been saying for the longest time is just show up. 1% is better than showing up 100%. My name is Tony Shriller. I'm a stand-up comedian and entrepreneur. Now, over the past decade, I've been so fortunate to have turned my passion into a profitable life, not just a business earning over $1 million from my passion, but I have also, more importantly, helped people just like yourself do the same. Have helped people from finally starting their own businesses, brand new business turned to a 9-figure enterprise, to finally starting to make money, making their first $10,000 within the first 3 months with their passion. One of the most common things that happen to a lot of us, especially entrepreneurs or the creative type, is that man, we just feel like we need to have that clarity. Everything needs to be in a crystal clear ball before we can go the path. Well, man, oh man, life does not work like that. And it's not just coming from me, all right? I have learned from some of the most successful experts in their field, every single one of them. One thing in common is that they take action, because action absolutely creates clarity. As a stand-up comedian, the progression of our craft is the exact definition of action creates clarity. Why? Because guess what? The only way for you to become better as a stand-up comic, to craft a joke, the only way for you to know if a joke is going to work or not is to hit the stage. And I'm not just talking about just mic. Stand-up comedy is the only art form that there's literally no way for you to practice it. I know, it sounds crazy, but it's literally, there's no way for you to practice it until you hit that stage at that hour, at that night, at that club with that exact audience. As a TEDx speaker and producer myself, the art form of speaking, there is a certain formula to it. You can practice, you can rehearse, you can get on stage, you can have a certain sort of level of control to the outcome. But as a stand-up comedian, man, action is the only way to create that clarity. There's no way for you to know if the joke is going to work or not unless you hit that exact stage. There were times where I would have a joke that I've been testing at mics, and it's just crushing it, right? And then go to shows, sometimes even 200-seater, 300-seater shows, and just freaking crush it, right? Awesome, worked really well. But then all of a sudden, there's this one show with 30 people. For some reason, the delivery, the timing, the audience, whatever, it just does not hit. In fact, it bombs. I'm taking action to create a clarity. Now I get to experience it in real time and figure out, why did that not work here? And what I do, actually, I would literally study it afterwards. I figured out, oh, you know what? The timing is a little bit different. The way I look at audience, the pauses, whatever it is, there's so many factors that plays into it. But the only way for me to figure out whether or not I'm getting better at my craft is to create consistent action. The other thing about doing stand-up comedy is that as I take more action, it creates style. It creates a style as I refine it and I figure out how the audience engage with me and what do the audience like, what do I enjoy, what do I express naturally. It really creates a style, and it all comes from taking action to create a clarity. And lastly, this applies to every single person, every single one of us, not just stand-up comedians or entrepreneurs, right? Every single one of us. Waiting for the perfect moment is never gonna come. Okay, perfection does not exist. You gotta take the action. Taking action, even just showing up 1%, removes all the fear that you have. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, you just gotta start with 1%. The more you do, the clearer it becomes. Okay, the more strength you get, the less fear is gonna show up. Now, when it comes to entrepreneurship and life in general, you learn what works and doesn't work by doing it. You learn from your failures, right? The only failure is that if you fail to learn from it, right? It's you're falling forward and you get back up, you fall forward and get back up, you keep going. There's no perfect strategy that exists, right, without testing it. You cannot know if something is working perfectly or not without doing the test. That's why I help people to position themselves in the framework and the perspective that allows them to start taking action, but also at the same time have a perspective to understand that where they are in the potential strategy and how can they pivot take action. I don't care what it is that you're trying to do. The worst thing you can do is just sit around and wait for things to clear out. You just gotta start moving, because if you don't take action, nothing is going to happen. I am an exact example of how action creates clarity. You know what happened at first when I started this brand new YouTube channel? I was like, oh, okay, first of all, I'm a stand-up comedian, but I'm also an entrepreneur, and I want to talk about entrepreneurship life. I want to share like my stand-up comedy. I want to share like all these things. I'm like, man, there's so many things. Like, I feel like I need to spend some more time to figure out the exact strategy, the exact plan. And I'll write out like the entire book and all that stuff of like what to do. Boy, like I did not do shit for the longest time, because I was trying to figure out what exactly it is, right? And I'm like, oh man, I got this like split personality of different, like what if people like who come here? Dude, I'm just thinking way too much, okay? Analysis paralysis. At one point I was like, dude, I'm just gonna start making videos. Right? I'm just gonna start posting. Just post one video every single day, and then eventually increase to 2 videos and 3 videos. And eventually I figured out the most important thing is that like the action started creating the clarity for me. By simply putting myself out there, posting content, and engage with my audience, I have a better clarity in terms of, hey, how am I actually serving my audience? Now, some of you guys might be here for entertainment purposes. You might have found me as a stand-up comedian. You're like, this guy's pretty funny. Now, some of you guys might have found me from my entrepreneurship videos. But either way, you are consuming the content because I'm putting the content out there. And some of you guys have given me some really great feedback. But as I continue posting these content, I'm getting more messages and engagement telling me like, hey, you know what? I really like this. I would love to hear more about this. I'm not so interested about this, whatever, right? But it's all data points for me to study. And guess what? I would not have those data points without taking the action. Progress is better than perfect. Technically, progress is better than perfection. How many of us often just think that we need to have that exact thing before we can take the next steps? By taking action and creating output, you are actually increasing the opportunity for you to figure out what you might not even need to optimize. I'll give you the perfect example. Again, me as a content creator, I was like, trying to optimize these, like craft the perfect video to create, right? Like write all this stuff. And then like, as I just continue putting myself out there, I realized, man, a lot of these things I was like writing, I literally do not need to do that at all. You know, I literally like that would have not served the purpose of what I'm trying to create here. Now, by taking action, you are literally increase the opportunity for you to reduce the amount of fixes that you might need to do later. As an entrepreneur, you cannot refine your business in a vacuum. You cannot refine it. You cannot make it better by just trying to make it perfect in your head, because it's never gonna be perfect, and you just gotta create the output. Now, if you struggle, especially when it comes to content creation, a lot of my clients, when they first get started, they're like, I just need to have like, once I have that, then I will blank, okay? Like that's a classic, right? Like once I have the perfect situation, the timing, the star alignment and all that stuff, then boom, everything is gonna be perfect. Oh man, sorry to tell you, it's never gonna work like that, all right? It's never gonna work like that. You just gotta start taking action, creating output. Having the micro action could have a macro impact. Now, if you need help to figure out the exact next step and applying a framework that has worked for hundreds of my clients to turn their passion into a profitable business and life, feel free to book a call in the link below, and I look forward to chatting with you. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. What are some actions that you knew you need to take, but you were like, yo, let me figure out the clarity first? Whoever you are, whatever that you do, let me know. Let's have a conversation. Let's chat. Let's make a world a better place. I don't know, it just got so macro all of a sudden. But you know what? Let's spread the good vibes. So see you next time. Peace.